What if I told you most men after 60 are slowly losing their erections, and they don't even know why? One day, you notice it's not as hard, not as full. Even your penis doesn't look the same. And you wonder, is it shrinking? Is it gone for good? The truth is, it's not just age. It's 5 everyday habits that silently kill your performance, cutting off blood flow, weakening erections, and stopping natural growth. Ignore them, and the damage can be permanent. But don't panic, because in this video, I'll show you exactly what those habits are and how to reverse them, so you can protect your erections, restore size and strength, and feel like yourself again. You might think you're the only one dealing with this, but you're not. Across the world, millions of men over 60 are noticing the same changes you are: weaker erections, slower response, less confidence in moments that used to feel effortless. And yet, hardly anyone talks about it. Most men just quietly accept it, telling themselves, it's part of getting older. Nothing I can do. But here's the truth. A lot of what you're going through isn't inevitable. In many cases, it's the result of small everyday habits that build up over time. You're not broken. Your body isn't failing you out of nowhere. And this isn't some private curse you've been singled out for. It's a common human challenge that has more to do with how we live than how many candles are on the birthday cake. I get it. Talking about this stuff isn't easy. We're taught to keep it private, to push it down, to deal with it alone. But that's exactly why so many men never find their way back to feeling like themselves again. You're here because you want answers. Real ones. And in the next few minutes, we're going to talk about exactly what's been holding you back and how you can start turning it around. You've probably heard it 100 times. It's just low testosterone. That's the line men are fed over and over. And sure, testosterone plays a role, but it's not the whole story, not by a long shot. Erections are about blood flow first. When you were younger, your arteries and veins were like fresh, flexible hoses, wide open, letting strong, steady blood surge where it needed to go. But as the years pass, those same vessels can stiffen, narrow, and clog. It doesn't happen overnight. It's the result of years of small choices. The food you've eaten, how much you've moved, the stress you've carried without ever letting it out. Then there's the nerve side, the brain-to-body connection that fires in a split second when you're aroused. That spark can dim if it's not cared for. High blood sugar, long-term stress, even sitting too much can dull that signal over time. And we can't ignore what's going on in your head. If you've had a few moments where things didn't work the way you wanted, that memory sticks. You start to expect it, and your body listens. Worry kills arousal faster than almost anything else. The truth is, erections don't fade because you got old. They fade because of years of tiny changes stacking up until you barely recognize the man you used to be in this area of your life. The good news? Those same small choices, when reversed, can rebuild a lot of what you've lost. Think of it like this. You didn't arrive here overnight, and you won't get back overnight. But if you start to restore your circulation, protect your nerves, and quiet that voice in your head that's always bracing for failure, you can start closing the gap between the man you feel like now and the man you still want to be. And that's where this journey starts, not with magic pills, not with gimmicks, but with understanding the real reasons behind the changes and knowing you have the power to do something about them. Most men think weaker erections only affect one part of their life. They picture it as a bedroom issue, something private, something they can just work around. But it doesn't stay contained. It spills into the rest of who you are. When your performance changes, your confidence changes. You may not even realize it at first. You just notice you don't look people in the eye as much. You don't joke or flirt the way you used to. You hesitate. That hesitation starts to live in your body. Energy is another one. Strong erections are a sign of strong circulation, and when that's fading, it usually means your whole system is running at lower power. Mornings feel heavier, work or hobbies feel like more effort. Even your sleep can suffer because your body's natural rhythms aren't firing the way they used to. And then there's the quiet emotional weight. For a lot of men, intimacy becomes something to avoid rather than something to look forward to. You might make excuses, stay busier, go to bed earlier. On the surface, it looks like nothing has changed, but inside there's a distance from your partner and sometimes even from yourself. The hardest part? Most of us don't connect these dots. We see the lack of energy, the extra pounds, the low mood, and we treat them like separate problems. We try to push through, but they're often all linked to the same root issue: your blood flow, your nerve health, and the habits that either build them up or break them down. The reason this matters is because when you fix the foundation, you don't just get better erections, you get pieces of yourself back you didn't even realize you'd lost. And in the next section, we're going to talk about the habits that quietly steal that from you and how to spot them before they take more than they already have. By now, you know this isn't just about getting older. It's about the things we do or don't do every day that slowly chip away at our erections, our energy, and our confidence. The trouble is, most of these habits feel so normal, we don't even notice them. Habit 1. Sitting for hours without moving. When you spend most of the day in a chair, blood flow to your lower body slows down. Over time, that reduced circulation becomes your new normal, and your erections pay the price. Habit 2. Late night heavy meals. Your body's working to digest when it should be resting and restoring hormones. Night after night, this takes a toll on testosterone and vascular health. Habit 3. Carrying stress without release. Chronic stress floods your body with cortisol, which kills sexual desire and interferes with nerve signals. Most men never truly switch off, even at night. Habit 4. Ignoring your cardiovascular health. If your heart and arteries aren't in shape, your erections can't be either. The same blood that feeds your heart feeds your penis. And if one's struggling, so is the other. Habit 5. Thinking. I'll deal with it later. This one's subtle, but deadly. Every year you put off making changes is another year the damage settles in deeper. The longer you wait, the harder it is to reverse. These habits don't just steal performance. They steal the man you feel like you are. They drain energy, weaken confidence, and create that quiet fear you carry alone. The good news? Every single one of these is within your control. And the moment you start replacing them with better choices, your body begins to respond. In the next section, we'll talk about what actually works. The simple, doable changes that protect your erections, restore your drive, and give you back a piece of yourself you might have thought was gone for good. The best part about all of this? You don't need a miracle pill. You don't need to overhaul your life overnight. You just need to focus on the things that directly restore blood flow, protect your nerves, and balance your hormones. First, movement. Not just any exercise, but the kind that gets your heart rate up and your blood pumping to every part of your body. Brisk walking, light cycling, even body weight exercises at home. If it makes you breathe a little heavier, it's feeding your circulation, and healthy circulation is the #1 driver of stronger, fuller erections. Second, targeted nutrition. Your blood vessels are lined with delicate tissue that thrives on certain foods and suffers with others. More fresh vegetables, healthy fats and lean protein, less sugar, processed carbs, and heavy late-night meals. This isn't about dieting, it's about giving your body what it needs to perform. Third, stress control. If your mind is constantly in fight or flight mode, your body will always prioritize survival over pleasure. 10 minutes a day of deep breathing, light stretching, or simply sitting in silence can calm your nervous system and improve your response. And here's the thing. You don't have to do it all at once. Start with one change, something you can stick with. Because the body responds to consistency, not perfection. Within weeks, you might notice morning erections returning more often. You might feel more alert during the day, more present with your partner, more sure of yourself in ways you can't quite explain. This isn't about chasing your 20-year-old self. It's about reclaiming the vitality and confidence that age alone doesn't have to take from you. In the next section, I'll be honest with you about what to expect when you start, the good, the frustrating, and the surprising, so you can stay on track and see it through. When you first make changes, it's tempting to expect big results right away. But the truth is, progress often starts in ways you don't immediately connect to your erections. Maybe you wake up with a little more energy. You find yourself moving through the day without that mid-afternoon crash. Or you realize you've been sleeping more deeply. waking up rested instead of groggy. These are early signs that your circulation, hormones, and nervous system are starting to respond. The foundation is being rebuilt. And that matters because healthy erections don't just happen, they're the result of a body that's firing on all cylinders. After a few weeks, you might notice more frequent morning erections. They may not be as strong as you want yet, but they're a signal that blood flow is improving. Your confidence starts to shift too. You stop worrying if things will work and start looking forward to moments you've been avoiding. Alongside that, your mood can lift. You feel sharper, more present. And not just in intimate situations. Even casual conversations, work, or hobbies feel more engaging. That's because when your body works better, you work better. It's important to remember, though, there will be days when it feels like nothing's happening. That's normal. What matters is consistency, not perfection. You didn't lose performance overnight, and you won't fully regain it overnight either. But stick with it, and those small wins start stacking up. Until one day, you realize you're not just getting it back, you're living with a kind of confidence and ease you thought was gone for good. And that's when the real transformation begins, which is exactly what we'll explore in the final section. There's a shift that happens when this part of your life is no longer weighing on you. It's not just in the bedroom, it's in the way you carry yourself through the world. You stand a little taller, you look people in the eye without second guessing yourself. You laugh more, not because anything has changed out there, but because something has changed in here. When you know your body will respond the way you want it to, there's a quiet kind of strength that follows you everywhere. You stop avoiding moments. You stop telling yourself stories about what you can't do anymore. It's not about pretending you're 25 again. It's about living as the man you are now, with the energy, confidence, and presence that makes you feel alive. And maybe the most important part is this. You remember that you're not done, not even close. You still have more to give, more to enjoy, more to build. Because when you take care of yourself, when you protect what matters, you don't just keep your erections. You keep the part of you that refuses to fade quietly into the background. You keep the man who knows, deep down, he's still got it.